I think I have a lot of abilities to close the deal. I've spent the last 30 years in business. I took a business from $6,000 a month in sales when I acquired it, and I built it up in 7 years to over $800,000 a month. And I was on the road over 500,000 miles a year, working with people and working with individuals to help me to get contracts all over the country. Experience. I'm better qualified because I've got a lot of experience behind me. There's really been 3 times in my life that I have actually started businesses. The first one was when I got over 300 employees. I sold that company, and when I sold that company, I started another company, and I spent a lot of time out of the country selling nutritional supplements to hundreds of people around the world. When it comes to people, there's no substitute for experience. There are a lot of people out there that say that the older you get, the worse off you get. I think it's great because it's my knowledge, my experience that's given me all of that. And I can close sales and work hard to close sales. And furthermore, I run 4 miles a day. I feel strong and I feel vibrant, and my mind is stronger than it's ever been. I believe the most important thing you can do when you're selling is to manage your leads and work with the prospects that you've got. I learned a long time ago that you have to build a relationship of trust, and you only have a few minutes to do that. I believe that if you're going to work with someone and build a rapport, that relationship of trust needs to be started very quickly. You have to evaluate the person, you got to evaluate their situation they're in, and especially when you're talking about buying their home because they're distressed, I believe that you need to work with them and build that relationship of trust so they can trust you as you go forward to try to close the deal. I also want to say that the most important about all of that we talked about is following up with the prospects. When you work with somebody, you've got to make sure that you can follow up with them, and you can't let it get cold too fast. Especially in this situation, we don't have a lot of time. We have a short period of time if the house happens to be in foreclosure, or if a challenge with the individual that we're talking to has family challenges or whatever it might be, and they want a quick sell. So you got to really talk to them to find out when they want to have it done so you can move quickly on it. I think you want an experience where I was a team player. I've been a team player all my life. When I was involved many times in business, when I grew my company to 27 cities around the United States, I had to work very closely with all my people, listen to what they had to say, and evaluate what they had to say. So if I can't get the answers that I need, I'll go to somebody that can get the answers I need. I think it's very important to, while you're working, is to continue to try to help and improve yourself. I think self-help books and paying attention to what they have to say to you is a very important part of life. I work very closely with my church, and I believe that it's important that I live up to what I say I'm going to do and try to accomplish those things. I had 300 employees at one time, and I had a company called Continental Airlines, and Continental Airlines was 60% of my business. We did several $1 million a year in business with them. One time, they just happened to declare bankruptcy. My managers called, we had a big conference call on it. We said, what are we gonna do? We just gotta give up. We chose not to give up. I called Continental Airlines, I talked to them, knowing full well that it would be very difficult to get that money. It took us a year and a half to get out of it, but we were able to turn the company around and go forward with the crisis that we had. And the whole idea behind all of this was, I refused to give up.